Welcome, traders. I want you to know that trading is a learnable skill. It is not unlike trying to learn a new language or a musical instrument or professional sport. First of all, it is very important to understand that becoming a consistently profitable trader is not just about picking a strategy. There are a lot of other skills that we will need to develop along the way. I think that people from all walks of life and of all ages can learn how to trade. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that they will enjoy it. It also helps to think of trading as a sport. The reason this helps us is because it is easier for us to then understand how to deal with winning and losing, practice and training to improve our skills, the benefits of having a coach or somebody better than us to show us what to do, and how our technique will improve over time. And not just that, but when we do sports, we also realize how important getting the right amount of rest and recovery is. And we also know that if we overdo it, we are probably going to hurt ourselves. So thinking about it, in the beginning, when you start trying to learn how, let's say, play golf, for example, it's a little bit awkward and we don't really have a natural feel for it, but we do know that the more we practice, and maybe the more somebody coaches us how to do it, that we will start to improve. And there is definitely a point where we start to get a feel for it. The same thing happens when we're trying to learn a new language. So, first of all, we start with individual words that we may try to remember or understand. Then we have to start trying to put a whole sentence together. Eventually, we get to a point where we can have small conversations with other people. A really cool correlation between learning languages and trading is that actually, when we have conversations with people, we use a lot of the same words over and over again. And in trading, a lot of the same patterns and information is reused again and again, much more often than one would think. The other reason why I mentioned learning how to play a sport or a musical instrument or learning a new language is similar is because a big part of that is to practice. And the best part about practicing is that we can start to feel and see our improvement. Confidence is a really crucial part of success in trading. We have to trust our own decision-making processes. Note that I didn't say instincts, because actually our untrained instincts are usually very bad. When you hear horror stories about people losing money in the markets, it's almost always because they followed their uneducated instincts. The difference between a losing trader and a winning trader is training and education. Just as the difference between a poor athlete and a great athlete is practice and training. People often forget how much our brains work out when we're actually away from the screens. When we sleep, there is a lot of evidence to show that our brains use that time to digest what they have learned throughout the day and to put it into the correct order. And often we develop skills the next day that our brain has developed overnight. This is why if we fall asleep, we can solve problems when we wake up the next day. If we spend too much time in front of the screens every single day, we will begin to suffer from cognitive decline, which means that our decision-making processes and our emotions will become problematic. Trading involves money. A strategy or strategies, a routine, time in front of the charts, time away from the charts, research time, a trading plan, a risk management plan, and a neutral state of mind. Newer traders often have to complete several hundred trades before they find their groove. They might even try different strategies, different time frames, different asset classes or markets before they realize how they can take advantage of price movements in the financial markets. So, if you've been interested in learning how to do this and feeling a little bit confused and possibly struggling to find reliable information on which way to go to get started doing this, then this is really the place for you. Trading is an evidence-based activity, folks. It must make sense to you and it must feel logical and rational. A strategy is a written description of a visual pattern that occurs in the markets on a frequent basis and that has a higher probability of unfolding one way over another, and that provides us with an entry and exit point to profit from when it unfolds in our favor. If you're serious about trading and you want to learn more, then get in touch with me on my ambassador's homepage at FXGlobe.